Zhang Nan turned 25 last month. Zhao Yunlei, 28. Zhao Yunlei from Hubei province, Zhang Nan from Beijing. Down one place in the world ranking, down to number 2, and they've been overtaken by the Danes, Joachim Fischer-Nielsen and Christina Pedersen. One tournament prior to this year, and they won the All England Championships, beating their opponents of today in the final in Birmingham. And the All England, of course, the first of the Super Series events this year, and played just last month. So to the Indonesians, Liliyana NATSIR, 29 now, from Manado in the north of North Sulawesi. Won the mixed doubles title here back in 2009 with Nova Widianto. But her and her partner down 2 places in the world ranking this week, down to number 5. They have been in the semi-final twice previously, the Indonesians, but they've never progressed past that. 2012 and again last year. Last year they lost out to the same pair they lost out to previously, Zhu Chen and Ma Jin. Well, this is the 13th meeting between the two pairs, and there you can see the All England Championships. Well, it doesn't actually say, but it refers to this year's All England Championships 2015. Met in the final, and it was a 4th consecutive All England final for the Indonesian pair. They've won 3 consecutive titles. Jakobsenberg, our umpire, and Kresing Tongtop from Thailand, our service judge. So they certainly know each other's games well.
The 2012 Olympic silver medalists Ma Jin and Zhu Chen from China will be signing autographs at the MetLife booth on the previously informed that the 2012 Olympic silver medalists Ma Jin and Zhu Chen.
Well, the public address just mentioning that the Olympic silver medalists and defending champions here, Zhu Chen and Ma Jin, will be signing autographs.
Ladies and gentlemen, on my right, Zhang Nan, Yunlei, China.
And the reason they're happy to do that, they received a walkover in their
left,
semi-final.
Tontowi, AHMAD-Liliyana, NATSIR, Indonesia. Yunlei to serve to Liliyana NATSIR. Love all. Play.
Oh, he touched it. Surely he touched that.
1 love.
Oh, it's not called by the umpire. Well, the Indonesians were convinced it had touched. I thought I heard it touch the racket.
Oh, there was certainly sound, but I'm not sure whether it was from this court or the other court.
We'll need Hawkeye to tell us about, same as cricket, whether the ball touches the bat, whether the shuttle has touched the racket. Oh, that's delightful. What a shot.
That's a great shot for this stage of the game, I have to say.
Isn't it?
That was fantastic.
1-0.
Look at this. He's late in the rear court, cruises into the front. Just finds a super angle on the run.
That racket doesn't sound right for Zhang Nan, does it? Good smash down the centre of the court. No, his racket must be all right.
2-1.
Thought he may have broken a string.
Probably seeing one of the keys to this game there, Jill, when NATSIR and AHMAD have had success against this pair. Really, it's been Ahmed who's had good matches. You know, NATSIR plays a level. She's a great player. She's very consistent. And Tontowi Ahmed is not always the most consistent player, but when he's on, he really can compete with anybody.
It's gone long. Yeah, it's interesting. I can remember you and I chatting, what was it, 2 years ago, 3 years ago maybe? And when NATSIR had first got Tontowi Ahmed as a partner, and we were talking about his naivety tactically. He's worked on that, my goodness, hasn't he improved? There are still occasions where I think his thought process perhaps isn't as mature as it should be, but overall, as you rightly say, if his game's on, he can compete with anybody in the world.
Yeah, I mean, he's so talented, but sometimes he just steps back on the mid-court and doesn't close the mid-court space down and just gives his opponents too much space to play. And he just has phases of the match where he tends to drift out of the game. And against this Chinese player, he just can't afford to do that.
Look at the defence there of Liliyana NATSIR. Well, you said she always plays a certain level, and is always a very, very good level. You don't go winning 3 world titles. First female player in badminton to win 3 World Championship gold medals. Of course, Park Ju-bong managed to do that in the mixed doubles. He won in 85, 89 and 91. And in my book, Ian, he still remains the best mixed doubles player I've ever seen. I'm not going to ask you to comment on that, but he was phenomenal.
Certainly, I think Tontowi could learn a little bit with a few videos from Park still. He was the master tactician.
And he does tend to get himself in a bit of a tangle defensively.
Yeah, and even the shot before that, there was Zhao Yunlei had actually dropped off the net. There was space for a block, but he didn't see it, and he lifted and then couldn't get organised in defence. I guess only time will tell where this Chinese pair will rate historically, but when you look at the statistic that we saw at on the graphic at the beginning of this match, that's an incredible statistic. 218 wins against 30 losses, 7-1. That is absolutely phenomenal. That's a level of consistency at the world level, which I'm not sure we've seen, well, certainly not for a long time.
Probably not since Kim Dong-moon and Mara Kim-yin. And I bet you their stats were better than that. But to put it into real terms, I can tell you that Zhang Nan and Zhao Yunlei, 2011, 8 finals from 15 tournaments, won all 8. 2013, 9 finals from 13 tournaments, winning 6 of them. Last year, 8 finals from 12 tournaments, winning 7 of them. Put like that, I think it has even more impact.
Yeah, no, I mean, they've got an incredible record. I accept Kim Dong-moon, Mara Kim-yin had a period where they dominated the mixed doubles to an incredible extent. But I think these two are on the way to achieving something similar at the moment.
Yeah.
course, maybe they're one up with that Olympic title already.
It's gone long. And the Indonesians go into the lead. Oh, dear me.
Service over. 8-all.
Well, you know you've got to serve well against the Chinese pair. And if it's loose, it's going to be punished, and therefore you go for the perfect serve every time. Doing that, there's inevitably going to be one or two errors. Going long. Oh, she's taken it. Immediately pointing down to the back line and looking at her coaches as if to say, I probably should have left that, shouldn't I?
9-8.
Crikey, I'm sure it was going out, wasn't it? Look at her reaction after the rally. Yeah, pointing.
Over.
Yeah, it's a nice variation on the serve, serving out wide. But they're continuing to push the shuttle into Tontowi Ahmad's body. Well, it was a lovely little block from Ahmad. I thought initially that's going to be dangerous, but actually it was so good. Helped set up the rally. So the advantage with the former world champions here at the mid-game interval. That one there. Yeah, it was nice. And then that super angle, having leapt from the base position to the round the head to hit a cross-court smash is extremely difficult, I can assure you. 11 minutes. You can get mid-game interval. Well, certainly so far, I think the Indonesians playing better than we saw in the final of the All England against the same Chinese pair.
Yeah, they've certainly got a better start. I think it's been quite interesting this year what the Chinese have been doing with all of their doubles pairs. And one thing that has surprised me is ZHANG playing men's again, and very successfully. But when you watch him play now, I do think actually he's a little bit more aggressive. He's refound a little bit more aggression on return of serve, and that's maybe a result of the men's doubles. And also, I think his defence has also sharpened up a little bit from the men's doubles. But whether he loses the edge on the mixed with training for 2 events, that'll be only time will probably tell.
Oh, that's going well wide. Well, it's you raise a very, very interesting point, because of course Zhao Yunlei has done the opposite, and certainly here, whether it's going to be a long-term thing, Olympic partner with whom she won the gold medal in London. Tiang Qing, will be seeing her later on. She's obviously playing with a different partner. So, given what you've said about Zhang Nan playing men's doubles and sharpening it up, I'm wondering whether only playing one event is going to actually be a good thing or a bad thing for Zhao Yunlei, because it does keep you sharp playing two disciplines.
Yeah, and it changes the dynamic of the combination a little bit as well, because it's been Zhao Yunlei playing two events and Zhang Nan playing one event, and that switch round is it's a change to the preparation, it's a change to the routine at tournaments, and it'll be interesting to follow.
How on earth did she play that? Well, this is a challenge, and she should challenge that.
Hold out.
I thought that landed plumb on the line, but the Indonesians, we're not looking quite straight down that line, are we, Ian? But Indonesians better placed than we were. But how on earth Zhao Yunlei took that shuttle off the top of the net, I do not know. That was phenomenal. Yeah, thought it was plumb on the line. Yeah.
Well, it's a great shot.
Yeah.
It's a great shot. Almost top spin from just below the level of the net, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Super shot. Super skill.
Service over. 13-12.
Yeah, good attack, good combination.
Service over. 13 all.
Yeah, lovely change of pace.
Well, that's a great rally. Some of the reactions early on in that point from Zhao Yunlei really were spectacular.
Yeah, she was down on one knee at one stage.
Yeah. Then didn't get too excited, managed to change of pace, get control of the shuttle. Super play.
I suspect the push from Liliyana NATSIR may have been going to go long, given the drift in this arena. That one there. Zhang Nan was quite near the double service line when he played that defensive shot from about chest height. And all academic, if the player takes it and tries to return it and you win the point by it, and it's a jolly good shot.
Service over.
It's good again from Zhao Yunlei. Previous point she'd been forced off the net. Not this time. Look at her standing the ground on the front court, even though it was a drive. Two good interceptions.
$15-14. Play.
Again, good mix. Zhao Yunlei staying so close to the net, taking the pace off, allowing Zhang Nan to move up the court. We'll see here at the end How close they both are to the net. Dominating that front court in the last couple of points.
Yeah, 4 of the last 5 points going to the Chinese pair. Good work by Ahmad.
Yeah, and clever from NATSIR earlier in the point, hitting one smash.
15,
And the second one
16.
came up, she played the drop, followed, and that allowed Tontowi to rotate out and continue the attack from the rear court. Good mixed doubles. And a well-placed smash to finish.
Oh, lovely. Oh, my goodness. Isn't that delightful?
That's great.
Not only the interception and being in the right place at the right time, looks as if she's going to hit it hard. And then delightful little block push to the mid-court area. Played with disguise. Outright winner. Superb. What a rally.
We're seeing some really good mix from both pairs at the moment. Both of these girls fighting to get control of the front court. And this time it's Liliyana NATSIR that comes up with the winner.
Yeah, she seemed to play a disguised topspin defensive shot in the middle of that rally. It got deflected off the net cord. Oh, it's lovely. Absolutely superb. It's not often you find gaps against the world and Olympic champions.
No, good block again from NATSIR. Creating time for a partner. Block fixed both the Chinese players on the straight, and Tontowi stepped in and took advantage cross court. As you were saying, Jill, they're favouring that centre return against Tontowi, aren't they? It's just a little bit slow around the body, isn't he? Great serve and great reactions. Reacted to the net cord. Okay, the net cord was going up, but it's still not easy. Good skill.
So back level. 18 all. Wow. Little run of points. Going first to one pair, then to the other, and then back to the first pair again. Now, 4 straight points from 16-18 down to have 2 game point opportunities. Chinese combination.
Service over. 19, 20.
umpire saying no, you can't have the court attendant on. Just scuff the perspiration droplets with your foot. So 19-20. Second time of asking. And the world and Olympic champions close out the opening game. 21-19 confirms the umpire. 24 minutes needed. But what an excellent opening game it was. Yeah, they're really pressurising Tontowi Ahmad. Weaker of the two Indonesians on defence. That's relative terms, of course, because they both have very good defences. So their confirmation, 21-19 in favour of the #1 seeds, ZHANG and Zhao Yunlei. Well, certainly I believe that they're playing much better now than they did in the All England final. Indonesian teammates. And there's the coach of Carolina Marin just leaving the stand, Fernando Rivas. He'll be jolly happy because Carolina Marin has won her semi-final against Wang Sheshian.
Court 1, 20 seconds.
Wang Sheshian, a former champion. Ah, talking of former champions. Mr. Sadek. And Mr. Sadek talking to Juala Gutta.
Second game.
Fajilani.
Level.
Sadek, of course, great men's doubles pair for Malaysia. She's very sharp on the net. We know that. And I'm sure the Indonesians know that too.
Yeah, and that's why you see Tontowi just guilty a little bit of letting the shuttle come to him there rather than stepping forward and reducing the time available for Zhao Yunlei on the forecourt.
Just wide. I do wonder whether Tontowi Ahmad, whether the All England just came a little bit soon for him, because of course he got married in August last year, but delayed his honeymoon until January, took some time off in January, enjoyed his honeymoon. And, you know, so any player that's taken some time off to really get back to that sharp fitness does take a little while. And I honestly do believe they're playing better now than they did in Birmingham.
Much better. He didn't look on the pace in Birmingham. This week he's looked a lot more alive. As I say, the problem he has continually is he just tends to drift in and out of games. It can be a little bit frustrating.
Yeah, in fact, I think I can remember saying in the World Championship final in Guangzhou in 2013, in the deciding game, he made a couple of errors, and I think I said, he's gone. He's just lost the plot on what the game plan is. And remarkably, and all credit to him and Liliyana NATSIR, they saved 2 match points, came from 18-20 down to win that thrilling final. And I thought that was a sign of his maturity, because in the past, you know, a couple of errors at crucial stages and it really would have thrown him.
I mean, there's no doubt he's developed incredibly over the last 3 years. And certainly that World Championship win gave him a lot of confidence. But you're right, in the All England he didn't look ready at all. But having said that, still went very deep into the tournament.
Yeah, getting through to the final, 4th consecutive final, can't be considered too shabby.
isn't it? It's all based around mid-court and front-court play at the moment. Both pairs pushing and probing, trying to find space in that area. It's another typical rally. Yeah, good block. So ZHANG hovering on the mid-court, block the shuttle in front of him. Got the shuttle below tape height. For ZHANG to lift out the rear court.
Well, Nan, so we've talked about the fact that he's been playing 2 disciplines in tournaments. I don't think that can be affecting him today at all, because with Fu Haifeng, he lost first round of the men's doubles, which was quite a surprise actually against the youngster Choi and Go Sung-hyun. No surprise with Go Sung-hyun, reigning world champion of course in the men's doubles. But do you know what's happened to Shin-Baek Chul, why he's not playing at the moment?
Yeah, he's just he needed to do 1 month army camp. Although he's exempt from the longer term army service, having won the Asian Games previously and the world champs now, of course, he has to go and do 1 month camp, and he's just completed that. He's back in training. He's got a slight niggle apparently, but he's back in training and should be back soon.
Good rally. Brilliant. What beautiful disguise on the drop shot.
As you say, Jill, super rally there. Really good mixed doubles from both pairs, but it's noticeable in this second game that the Indonesians are trying to take the pace off a little bit more, force the Chinese to play up, to lift the shuttle, and they're having some success with it. Certainly in the first game, Zhao Yunlei was thriving on that drive game, lots of interceptions for her on the front court. In this second game, the shuttle's being blocked in front of her, and she's having some more difficulty to get control of the rallies in those situations.
Yeah, well, that's got to be one of the longest rallies of the match so far.
8-4.
And again, last couple of points, Jill, we see it again. The little block to get the shuttle below tape height, shuttle coming up, and in those positions, NATSIR is so good.
Yeah.
Service over. 5-10.
No, that's very, very good reactions initially from Tontowi AHMAD in the front of the court. Good control. So a 6-point advantage to the Indonesians here at the mid-game interval of game number 2. Yeah, look at that. And that. There's a couple of round the head ones. Did very, very well to control it. That one for there.
Yeah, the key is they've got the shuttle coming up from the Chinese now, though. It's not flat anymore, is it? They're managing to get the shuttle below tape height. That means the Chinese, if they want to drive, it's going to be going upwards. And both these Indonesian players have very, very good reactions with the shuttle above the net.
Court 1, 20 seconds.
Yeah, good angle, didn't force the attack, didn't try and hit it too hard. Looking for a steep angle again. Focusing on making the Chinese play upwards, and we see it. Two really steep angled shots from Tontowi there. Good play.
Just long.
Service over. 6-12.
Both players actually outmaneuvering the others. There were big gaps.
13-6.
Eventually found by Tontowi Ahmad. Yeah, and the good play at the front of the court from NATSIR has really put ZHAO Yunlei under a lot of pressure. Yeah, she's trying to get that
15-6.
dominance back by trying to take the shuttle early, but the play from NATSIR was simply too good, too tight to the net. She just simply couldn't kill it.
Service over. 7-15.
Yeah. And this is the thing, because NATSIR has been so good now, we're seeing one or two errors from ZHAO Yunlei at the net.
Yeah, she's not as comfortable when there's no pace on the shuttle, is she? And NATSIR's reading that well. Trying to take the pace off the returns and force that ZHAO Yunlei to play from below net height. It's very, very clever play.
8-16.
Oh, well, line judge slightly slow to call.
9-16.
Yeah, it was clearly long. Right decision in the end. Oh, no, that's nice.
10-16.
Great control.
Yeah, she's desperately trying to get on the tape. She knows NATSIR is going to try and block and take her on the net area. This time she manages to come out on top.
Oh, no, that touched her, surely.
11-16.
That touched her hair, surely.
Well, it certainly looked that way from here.
Well, the
See if we can pick
Indonesians.
it up.
Well, there's no question the shuttle landed long.
did touch the end of her hair. I'm not sure she'd feel it though, Jill.
No, absolutely, she wouldn't. Well, 4 straight points, and this has put a different complexion on this now.
Battle for that net area.
NATSIR NATSIR steps up to the mark.
17-11.
Yeah, just steadying the ship.
Yeah, nice control. Didn't try and force the attack, which I think he was a little bit guilty of in the first game. Pace off in the attack, forcing the Chinese to lift, and it's difficult to control, as we've been saying, from this end. Again, no pace on the shuttle for Zhao Yunlei to play with, and she makes the error.
2 points away from the second game now. Wide. Game point opportunities to level this semi-final of 1 game apiece. Oh, she rarely misses one of those. Well, I suppose if you're going to do it when you're 20 points to 11 up. It's like a tennis player double faulting at 40 love up in a game.
13, 20.
Never a good time to do it, but if you're going to happen, do it when you've got a healthy lead. Game point opportunity number 3 for the Indonesians. Well, this is where the nerves just start to jangle. This time 21-14, and it is indeed 1 game apiece.
Won by Tontowi, AHMAD-Liliyana, NATSIR, 21-14.
42 minutes, and it's 1 game all, and we will be treated to a 3rd and deciding game. Well, Ian, they looked a different pair in that second game.
Well, tactically, they adjusted very well. First game, we saw a lot of flat, slightly quicker rallies from the mid-court, and that suited particularly Zhao Yunlei. Second game, we saw NATSIR and Tontowi taking the pace off a little bit more. And they really managed to break the rhythm of the Chinese pair with that tactic, and it's worked very well for them. It'll be interesting to see how the Chinese pair adjust at the beginning of this 3rd game. I think we're going to see Zhao Yunlei maybe play a little bit higher up on the net position, take 1 step forward, try and challenge NATSIR on the actual tape area. But I think this game will come down to a battle of who controls that net area.
Daeyeon in the grey top there, Olympic men's doubles champion. Chinese players sit together, support one another.
Code 1, 20 seconds. Code 1, 20 seconds.
So third and deciding game in this mixed doubles semi-final. Oh. Well, he rushed forward to the net and then just blocked it. Why on earth didn't he put real pressure on?
Well, I think he's thinking, well, it's been told pace off as often as you can, but I think that was taking it a little bit too far there.
That's wide.
Oh, that's a bad miss.
Yeah. Well, you told us that he blew hot and cold within a match.
Yeah, that's the frustration of him, isn't it? He can be so good. At the start of this game, we've seen a couple of classic errors. One, he's hit backwards, and two, he had the whole court to aim at and he's put it out the side.
Idea was nice.
Problems here, he puts pace on the smash, and that means the defensive shot comes back quicker, and NATSIR is not able to intercept, and I'm sure that's what NATSIR is saying to him. Take a little bit of the pace off the attack, then I can get in the game.
Step forward now, hasn't she?
Yeah, it was the obvious riposte, I think, after the second game for Zhao Yunlei to get tighter on the net. She certainly did it to good effect there.
Upward motion of the shuttle with that shot, or virtually none.
Zhang noticeably more comfortable in that rally with a little bit more pace on the shuttle, though.
Good flick serve.
Yeah, nice variety there on service. Also taking NATSIR away from the net position. She's had a really good spell there. So the flick serve was a good idea. Yeah, not so sure it's so smart to Tontowi, but probably worth a try early on in the game. Just put a bit of doubt in your opponent's mind. That's a good serve, isn't it?
Yeah.
Good serving down the middle to Zhao Yunlei, and there just takes it across her, and it looks a mistake from Zhao Yunlei, but it's actually very clever from NATSIR to change the direction there.
good vision from Zhang Nan.
Yeah, it's clever again, not going to the net, seeing NATSIR's in the rear court and pushing her even deeper and forcing the error. As you say, good vision.
Going wide. And a little bit of frustration coming out there from Liliyana NATSIR.
Yeah, I think she's talking to a partner there. In the middle of that rally, they worked really hard on defence, and the shuttle came up to Tontowi, and he hit a clear. And NATSIR had started moving back in, anticipating him hitting down, and she had to back off again. She was just a little bit frustrated with his shot selection there.
This is a good response after losing the second game by Zhang Nan and Zhao Yunlei. 6-point advantage as they change ends in this deciding game. .51 minutes into the match.
Court 1, 20 seconds. Court 1, 20 seconds.
Yeah, the players' area in the stands here. Lots of players on their mobile phones. So 11-5 the advantage. Can the Indonesians mount a comeback? Now in our first semi-final this afternoon, the ends made a tremendous difference. It's proving that the ends have made a tremendous difference in this mixed doubles as well. I know I asked you this question earlier in the week, but why on earth aren't players choosing, if they win the toss, the end of the court they wish to start, or perhaps the end of the court they wish to finish?
Yeah, I agree wholeheartedly, Jill. I mean, it's quite interesting though, isn't it? In the singles, I think it's clear there's, you know, the faster end is more difficult to control. You've got more tactical options when you're hitting into the drift, easier to control. In the doubles, I'm not too sure why this match is going with ends, because you would expect some of the players, actually in doubles players, would prefer to play from the faster end because the attack goes down quicker, you know, and some players will prefer the slower end. So it's not as cut and dried as in the singles for me.
No, quite often I always think that, or sometimes think that the doubles pairs would favour the opposite end to the end the singles players favour, as you've just explained, because of smashes going down quicker. And so it is bewildering.
Yeah, absolutely, but it still doesn't answer your point. I mean, I think now, you know, under the old scoring system where you needed the serve to score a point, of course you chose service more often than not. But now the service is sort of less important for scoring the points. You know, the choice of ends is the natural thing to go for.
Yeah, exactly.
Do I want the quick end first? Do I want the slow end first?
Yeah.
So it's a little bit confusing.
Neck called on the return of serve.
Yeah, good return. Stepped in, drove forward, off the front leg. Took it early, rolled it off the net.
It's gone long.
Just have the feeling in this third game, the first 4 or 5 points set the tone. The Indonesians had found good tactics at the end of the second game, taking the pace off, stepping in, taking it early, but not hitting hard, getting the shuttle below the net. Started the third game with 3 or 4 errors that just, I feel, gave the Chinese confidence to get the game rolling again. Those first few points can be so important.
Just asking why the fault was called. Well, we had such tremendous rallies in, well, certainly the second game, but also in the opening game, and we're just not getting that sort of intensity anymore, are we?
You know, errors, and you know, Zhao Yunlei, she serves so well, doesn't she? If you're not 100% on your game and 100% concentrated, you get these runs of points, and that's what's happened in this third game. Zhao Yunlei, a couple of really good runs on service, and that's the difference.
You can see it's still not mopped up properly.
It's difficult. Humid conditions here in
Yeah.
Kuala Lumpur. Tontowi, that cross drive there is probably not the right shot really against Zhao Yunlei. She's stepping onto that, giving NATSIR no time to prepare, forcing the error.
Well, it's really now or never as far as the Indonesians are concerned.
Yeah, if anyone can do it on serve, it's Liliyana and NATSIR. Once they get the attack, they don't give it away, do they?
No.
With such good intensity on attack and good combination, covering the court. Great finish. Yeah, it's a good mixed play.
Oh. Well, Liliyana NATSIR is saying that her opponent hit the net with that winning shot. Let's take another look at it. Oh, yeah, I don't think the shuttle went over. I think she just hit the net.
Yep.
Well, not called by the umpire, which means that it's match point opportunities, and that's a little cruel way to end the match with a lucky net cord, given what had just gone before. But I think they would have won anyway. Big advantage in the deciding game.
Match won by ZHANG, Yunlei, 21-19, 14-21, 21-11.
Well, it was the previous point that really was a little controversial. But a minute shy of the hour mark before Zhang Nan and Zhao Yunlei take their place in the final. 21-19, 14-21, 21-11 in the deciding game. And of course that means that they will play against Zhu Chen and Ma Jin, the defending champions, in tomorrow's final. And of course that is a repeat of the Olympic final in London 2012.